Welcome to the Belize Howler Monkey Pavilion, el lugar al quinto animal más ruidoso del mundo. Se llama Howler Monkey, en español el mono aullador, y vamos a ir a conocer un poco más sobre este animal y todo su hábitat, lo que come y todas esas cosas. Así que acompáñenme a ver este animal tan ruidoso.
Monkeys howling from a distance. As I said, they're the second loudest land animals in the world. But my project is a little bit more intensive when it comes to working with nature. So I've developed a mutualistic symbiosis with the monkeys where they are not afraid of me. We share the same habitat. So these biological corridors basically is a simple way of describing the line of trees behind us creates their habitat. So them being herbivores, they spend most of the time foraging on leaves, twigs, vines, and lastly fruits. Why so? Because fruits are a seasonal delicacy. Their number one predators of all are jaguars and then harpy eagles. Nothing else really hunts them. The biggest threat to their survival is habitat destruction or deforestation. So I'm going to walk you through the trail, okay?
Okay.
So let's get scientific a little bit. This is called a secondary riverine forest. Howler monkeys are native to this type of ecosystem or indigenous. So basically what I had to do to get them to become receptive to human contact. So my first venture to get the monkeys to become trusting of me, besides planting trees that I know they would eat, I know that would take a long time, these became a way. So I started building these over 10 years ago, like these little ladders. There was a dynamic strangler fig tree right over there where the base of it is. And that was so huge that it was a main attraction for this entire community. I built this to kind of extend them from there over onto cashew trees. And because they had to use a lower lying access, I started to present myself right next to them. So eventually, I was able to communicate enough where I could get them to become more trusting of humans, and that's what you're going to experience today. Follow me.
Él ha estado construyendo estos tipos de escaleras como una forma de comunicación con los monos aulladores, como conseguir un poco de su confianza, también plantar de los árboles que a los monos les gustan, porque él sabe que pues les va a gustar y que van a estar ahí, por esas áreas, que es algo muy interesante, la verdad.
This is their habitat. Even where we started is a small portion of their territory, but for each troop, which is what we describe a family unit as, each troop can have between 2 to 12 members, and that family unit can acquire up to 3 to 25 acres of territory in order to survive. So obviously if the troop only has 2 members, then they won't need 25 acres, but as they grow, polygamy is common. So a male can have more than one female mate, and sometimes there's 2 or 3. Within that same unit, they are the offsprings of those male and females, and once the offsprings becomes sexually mature, they are not allowed to remain in the family. So they would be physically or, casted out by a display of aggressive social behavior. And the offsprings, we have no record of them challenging the male and female adults in the family. Now you see those ants? You see those ants patrolling? They are in a genus known as Pseudomyrmex. So one of these ants bites 10 times worse than one fire ant. Extremely painful. This is what you call mutualistic symbiosis. The plant is protected by the ants. In turn, there's food provided at the end of these leaves called extrafoliar nectar. So notice one of them is crawling on me right here. If you look, there's a hole. There's a hole on the other side where they burrow in and they go inside. Can you see that? Even the eggs are nested inside of here, okay?
Lo que nos acaba de explicar aquí es que esa planta, se puede utilizar como un remedio casero. Antes, cuando estaba la comunidad maya, lo utilizaban como un remedio casero cuando si se los mordía una serpiente o algo. Esas hormigas tienen una mordida muy poderosa, entonces lo que hacían es adentro de esos como piquitos que nos enseñaron, adentro de esos pueden vivir o hasta pueden poner sus huevos y todo. Entonces es como una casa para hormigas, pero un remedio médico para los humanos.
The sound of the monkeys, okay? This was just previously a verbal confrontation between 2 families. This is a rare occasion, but it does happen often enough to where we can identify what it is. So one family is here kind of defending their territory against the other unit that's kind of intruded a little bit. So now you have what's called a verbal conflict. And this confrontation can go on for a long time. Their voices have been used in several films to display the voices of even the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. So the amplified sound of the monkey's voice is a defense mechanism against other monkeys and also predatorial animals.
Ahorita nos acaba de explicar de que en estas áreas, este es como un bosque diferente a en el que estábamos ahorita, que tiene que ver con las palmeras y así, no me acuerdo del nombre.
¡Ay, cabrón!
Y bueno, estos animales usan sus voces como para usa como sus voces como para defenderse contra otros depredadores o tener combates verbales con otros monos. De hecho, hasta sus voces las han usado en películas de Jurassic Park simulando a los dinosaurios. Y como pueden ver, ahí hay algunos, de hecho, ahí arriba. Él ahorita va a intentar comunicarse con los monos, con su propio lenguaje, así que no, yo quiero ver esto, de verdad, esto sí me interesa mucho.
Now some of them actually comes down to me when I command them like that. So this is gonna be special. Well, I'm actually begging them, not commanding.
Okay.
During these confrontations,
si pueden venir.
Look at that. The youngest baby is coming down.
Viene el
It
más
took me
pequeño.
7 years to get the first one to come down like this. Now, these are the offsprings of the ones that actually interact. And I'm so grateful because usually during a verbal conflict, there's no way you can get them to come down.
Le tomó 7 años para que un mono bajara
This
en un
the
enfrentamiento
closest you can
verbal.
get to them
Y
in
ahorita
the
está en un
world, in the
enfrentamiento
wild.
verbal. Y hizo que bajara en 5 o 10 segundos. O sea, wow, está impresionante.
She's a female adolescent. She's not even a year and a half old yet.
Entonces por eso es más fácil que venga y baje con nosotros.
Hey buddy, since it's your blog, I want you to be able to do this.
Adelante. Adelante.
Come over here. Hold your hand flat and just give it to her. Don't let her drop the fruit. It's the closest you can get to them in the world in the wild. It's not a guarantee.
Wow.
You want to try it before he goes? Started to build Airbnb for people who want to change their lives and come and live in the jungle with us for a while, plant their own food, and connect with nature in that form. So that's a very new structure. I have another one to the back. I'm hoping to do about 8 of them. Eventually, we can actually sustain visitors and have young people come from different countries and learn about our culture.
Él lo que quiere hacer, él ha estado construyendo algunas cabinas por ahora porque quiere hacer Airbnbs para que la gente venga y se quede aquí y participe en la comunidad de los monos y aprenda un poco más sobre ellos. Y ahorita solo tiene 2, ese y uno que está por allá, no sé si lo alcanzan a ver, es naranja. Y la verdad está muy cool. Yo sí quisiera venir a quedarme aquí, Pero si a ustedes les gusta esta idea, obviamente denle un gran like para que venga y me quede a dormir ahí en esta cabina. Como pueden escuchar, están muy parlantes ahorita. Ya lo que vi ahorita, me están cagando encima cuando le di plátano al chango. O sea, no me cagaron encima, estaban a nada de... Pueden empezar a hacer sonidos desde las 2 de la mañana y le pregunto que si puede dormir o algo así. Y me dice que sí, que porque se acostumbra al sonido y que esto es como una ópera para él. Hay otra cosa que les quería mencionar desde hace poquito. Es como las familias de los monos. Se llaman tropas. Una tropa puede ser de 2 hasta 12 monos en una sola tropa. Y pues bueno, vamos a seguir en el camino. A ver si nos llegamos a encontrar otro mono. Vamos.
So the left tree is the cahoon palm, and it's being constricted on the right by the matapalo or the strangler pig.
Calma, mija.
It's called cohoon. And the way that it looks, I'm pretty sure this is where the Mexican coined the word cojones. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that
That's
either.
a good one, right? But obviously, cojones is very similar, the word, right?
Yeah.
And it looks similar too. Right now, we're at the metropolis of the only ants in the world that are herbivores. These are the leaf cutters, also known scientifically as parasol ants. They're the only ants in the world that can actually process their own edible fungus by mixing their leaves that they cut, which can be up to 15 times their own body's weight. It's a total matriarchal society, so the females do everything. Now, what I want to show you is what one of the female soldiers that were used by the ancient Mayans as a suturing for wounds. The only way I can do that is go by knocking on their door. Check this out. Please don't get too close, but get close enough. What's gonna happen from here is gonna blow your mind. These will be the largest ants you've ever seen in your life.
Estas son hormigas, se llaman leaf cutter ants. Son las únicas hormigas vegetarianas en el mundo, pero también están muy grandes. Estas pueden cargar hasta 15 veces su peso. Las mujeres, las hembras, son las que hacen todo el trabajo y lo llevan a la colonia.
Stay back, stay back, stay back. I'm gonna get one. You guys stay back. You see the size of her?
I'm gonna get one right here.
Bringing her to you. Step back, because a lot of them will come out. Look at the size of her mandibles. The mandibles that you see used to be used by the ancient Mayans as a way to staple or suture wounds. So if you had a cut, the mandibles or the jaws would be inserted into that area. As many of them would be removed, as many heads was needed, and that's how you would staple your wound back in the old days. Now let me show you. Look at this side, look at the other side of the leaf. Ready? See that? See, the mandibles are in that. She cut right through there. And this is just a miniature soldier. There's much larger than this in there. Let me show you. So these are the soldiers. Female leaf cutter ant soldiers. And she's never had to cut a leaf before because she wasn't designed to cut leaves. She was designed to protect the ones who cut the leaf. She's cutting the leaf. Look at this. She's cutting the leaf in a perfect precision. She just did that right now.
Wow.
Did you see that? Did you see the piece of leaf that she just cut right off? Here's the piece. And this is about the size that they carry on their back.
Pueden cargar plantas hasta más grandes que eso. Sus mandíbulas son como literalmente tijeras por la precisión y cómo las cortan. Es algo muy impresionante. Primero que nada, aquí también van a hacer otro Airbnb, que lo van a... Ahorita apenas lo están construyendo. Y otra cosa que les quería mencionar aquí rápido es que todo esto, nos hemos desconectado de esto por la evolución, ¿no? Claro, es algo normal, pero la evolución inconsciente puede llegar a notar. Regresen al mundo de los mayas. Estaba bien bonito, no estaban haciendo tanto daño como nosotros al mundo, pero evolucionar conscientemente es algo muy cool, como que él ha estado haciendo todo esto ya por... How long have you been doing this for?
Over 15 years.
Más de 15 años ha estado haciendo esto y vean todo lo que ha completado. So, ¿cuáles son tus redes?
Okay, my website is Belize Ecolution Adventures at weebly.com. We have on Instagram, and we have Belize Ecolution Tours on Facebook. We have Shane Bazar, which is my personal Facebook. We're gonna be doing our Airbnb launch this coming summer. So we plan to put at least 10 spaces on Airbnb. Look us up, and we're right there online. We have a 5-star rating so far, so keep sending the good energy to us. And it was such a pleasure to meet you, Alan. You're an ambassador for nature and for the earth. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chicos, vayan a seguirlo porque todo esto es lo que nos ayuda a crecer en este mundo y apoyar más a la naturaleza. Aquí les dejo su Instagram y en la descripción va a estar todos los links y los websites para que vayan a ver cómo está todo esto, porque la verdad es algo muy interesante que todos debemos empezar a hacer.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.